her dad, John Horn, returned here. He was a personnel director at the Air Force Academy, colonel, and retired to come back as president of Oklahoma Military Academy. He loved OMA. He had gone there from his freshman year in high school all the way through junior college and had tremendous, very fond memories of the school. And he was the only cadet that actually ever came back as president, and he was the last president of OMA.
Yes.
And that's when Mary and I met, and it was great. And I like to say it was love at first sight for me. I know it wasn't for her, but it was a great experience. And Colonel and Mrs. Horn were wonderful people, and his legacy has continued to live on up there. We helped establish some scholarships and things like that, and he was very active in the college, even after it transitioned. He stayed for a year and helped Dr. Mosier in that transition, and stayed very active with the alumni group.
Yes. Do you feel a sense of responsibility because of the past? Your Faulkner family and then Mary's family? Does that give you kind of a feeling, a sense of responsibility?
Oh, it certainly does. I would hear stories of my great-grandfather who served in the council and the Senate with the Cherokees. He was a delegate to Washington as a young man for the Cherokees. Those stories, were a great foundation. My grandfather served 1 term as a county commissioner and 5 terms as a county sheriff. And I have a lot of people around the community that would tell me how much they enjoyed him and his stories, and then my dad, when he retired, he'd served 34 years as county commissioner, and Pat, you could probably correct me, but I believe it's the longest in state history.
I think it is too. I think so.
And my uncle was just so good to me. My Uncle Dave. He served as sheriff in Tulsa County for 23 years and I think 9 months. He retired right in the middle of a 4-year term. He always told me that he advocated that you shouldn't head up a metropolitan area police department after you reached age 70. That was his philosophy, and he retired right in the middle of a 4-year term when he turned 70 years old. So he was quite the politician.
I have great fond memories of him too.
Yeah. Thank you. But I was very proud of my dad, and I think my uncle, when he retired, and I think it's a record he still holds, is the most votes ever received in a general election in Tulsa County.
I think I've heard that. I don't remember that being said about anybody since.
No, ma'am.